Hey everyone, I'm Bishop Trevor, and this is a discipleship moment. And right now, I've got an unusual discipleship moment. It is around an event that takes place every 2 years in our movement. It's called the International Assembly, and I am in Florida, and the International Assembly is heading our way July 15th to the 19th at the Rosen Shingle Creek Convention Hall, and we are excited about it. And so you may be asking, what does this have to do with disciple making? Well, I would argue that if you are a pastor in the state of Florida, I'd encourage you to use the assembly to further your disciple making agenda. How is that possible? Well, there's a few things. I've been attending assemblies since I was 2 years old. I've missed, I think, 2 assemblies in my entire life. And I want to say that the assemblies have impacted my life as a kid, as a student, as an adolescent, as an adult. And so there are several components I think you want to pay attention to. One, the Parade of Nations. The Parade of Nations are a great opportunity to see the flags of the nations come into the room where we're worshiping, and our students can see it. And this is important because it is a great message about Matthew 28. Go into all the world and make disciples of all peoples. And here we are seeing a new nation, a new flag. And so we're helping to convey to our people, we are a part of a work that God is doing in the world, and we can see it by all of the nations and the people groups that God is bringing. And so it's great for getting your children to catch up with the nations that God is winning through the work of the church in the gospel of the kingdom. Every assembly, they sing all kinds of songs. And the question is, does your church sing the songs that they sing at the assemblies? Well, every church is different, and I understand that, and sometimes we prefer different genres, but it's a great opportunity to say, we want to join with the nations around the world, and we want to sing to the Lord with gladness together. And so that's a great opportunity. We also want to consider the messages. The messages at the assembly are not just good messages, but they are intended to be messages to the global church. And so it would be great if you would record a message, take the notes, and create small group notes from them, because these are messages that you want to share with all your members. And many of your members will not be able to attend the assembly, but you can break down the points of the message and deal with maybe a 4-week, 5-week study on some of the messages. Think about the messages in the past. If you listen to Bishop Coulter's message in the last assembly, and he was talking about the gospel, making disciples around the world, and breaking that message down so that it's palatable in a small group setting. That is a great opportunity. And then lastly, there are so many ministers and missionaries that are attending the assembly from around the world. Why don't you think about getting some of those ministers to visit your church and tell their story? I remember being a student. I was a teenager, and one of the overseers of Africa, actually it began with Bishop Eric Mwambigiji. He was the national overseer of Tanzania. I met him when I was around 8-9 years old. He is still the overseer of Tanzania, and we talk about it to this day. And he came to our church and shared his testimony. He has one leg, and he would ride his bike with one leg from village to village. And here today, he has a nation of pastors and leaders And I've grown as his nation has grown and his impact has grown. And it's just wonderful. And I thought about how he impacted me as a child. And he made me think, could I be a missionary? Can I take the gospel to those who don't know him? So why don't you? And that happened again when I was a teenager, and I met one of our overseers in a Muslim world, a Muslim context, and he was telling us how to share our faith with those who are Muslim. And I had several friends who are Muslim. I was very much impacted by the Muslim community, and he impacted me greatly. And so I think it would be a great blessing to your students and your families if you would bring some of our missionaries, some of our ministers from around the world, and let them preach on a Sunday or visit you on a Wednesday night or be a part of even a small group in a home so that they can share their story and that we can take that assembly, that international assembly spirit with us into our congregation. I'm Bishop Trevor, and this is a discipleship moment.